This is a book review of the epic collection Fantastic Four, The Mystery of the Black Panther. Now this is volume 4 and it covers the periods 1966 to 1967. And it was a classic period from Fantastic Four 52 to 67 and the annuals 4 and 5 and not Brand Ec 1 and 15. These epic collections are just superb. Trade paperback, obviously, it's fairly light. It's not like an omnibus edition, which would weigh a ton, but this is an epic collection. And there's the back cover. You've got the brilliant Silver Surfer versus the Thing. So what's included initially? Well, you've initially got the Black Panther. Brilliant story, Black Panther. And of course, Black Panther. Now this comic at the time probably was considered pretty decent. However, now, of course, with the film and its appearances, etc., it's obviously immensely popular. So epic collections are a great way of discovering these great stories without paying the very expensive prices for the originals. And you've got Wakanda, and all the vast technological, the way it began. And you've got Klaw. Of course, he appears in the film as well, Black Panther film. And he's got, of course, his amazing abilities with sound. And I really liked Klaw as a character. Whoever so finds the evil eye. Now that story was relevant a bit later because you got Prestige on and the story that went on with the Avengers Defenders War. A bit later, they discover this medieval knight in some medieval garb. It's been sitting there for centuries. It must have been quite painful sitting in that very uncomfortable position for all that time. A great story. You got Inhumans, you got Silver Surfer. It's actually this book slightly weird because you got like the story, it's near a solo adventure with the torch. Then you got Silver Surfer, well, with White Wingfoot. You got Silver Surfer in the next story, 55, which again is another sort of like separate story, a solo story, until with the Thing. Then you got the Murderous Master of Sound. Now Klaw, he's turned out quite a lot in other things. He was also the Masters of Evil. He's a real good character, and all the way through now to the annual. Now this was the original Human Torch. They'd bring him back, and first created in 1939, obviously they had to draw him slightly differently so he didn't look confusingly like the actual current one. And also it's got the most requested battle, and that's the Thing versus the Incredible Hulk. Now it doesn't include this, of course, in this book, but you've got the original, who's an android. A really good conflict, and Quasimodo. Enter Dr. Doom, but you've also got the Sandman. You've got the Sandman hanging around. The Sandman appears quite a bit, but you've got the Doctor Doom story, and it's a great Doctor Doom story. It's spread over a couple of issues, and just a classic with the Silver Surfer, the dismal dregs of defeat. And this is just an absolute classic Doomsday. And of course, you've got also, weirdly, there was like two stories going on. You had the Fantastic Four story, but also at the background, you had the Inhumans and all the various story there. So that was a real good yarn, and that turned up quite a bit. Also got the Watcher in the story. Where stalks the Sandman? Well, obviously Baxter Building. Some of the titles were really odd. Where stalks the Sandman? Again, the Inhumans, Sandman. Then, of course, there's Blaster from the Negative Zone. Again, another Inhumans. It really was. I'm surprised they never actually called it the Fantastic Four and Inhumans sort of story, because at this point there was an awful lot. If you actually added up the pages that were Inhumans, the Inhumans turned up quite a lot. Blaster again, brilliant single full page with Sandman as well. The Sentry Sinister. So there was an awful lot of classic stories here, and this was obviously introducing really the Kree storyline. The Sentry Sinister. Brilliant. Just leaving a robot, just hanging around. I'm just going to be defending the Kree technology. I think the Kree technology would have had a few robots. Just one. Obviously, you got the next story. You got Ronan. And you got the Supreme Intelligence. That's great. Great story, brilliant art. The restoration is absolutely first rate. But also you got into the next story, which introduced another character that went on to bigger and better things, that was connected throughout the Marvel Universe. Warlock, who's called him at this point. So you've got a couple of stories, and then you've got Alicia Master going to him. And then you've got the King Size special. And I have to say, I never was really into this guy, Psycho Man. But you've also got the Inhumans, Black Panther. It's okay. He's got his controls for fear, doubt, and hate. Yeah. Then you've got some parodies at the back in the Not Brand Ek, as well as quite a few extras. You've got some, you've got original unused pages. You've got a lovely one of Black Panther there, unused page. Also the original costume that they obviously changed, as well as some other inked pages. You've got Spidey turning up, Peter Parker there. And another one, original art, and also unused pencil one. That's a dramatic cover for issue 64 with the Sentry Sinister. I always call him Sinister Sentry, but just a brilliant, brilliant collection. Yet another brilliant epic, and this one's got about 440 pages of superb Fantastic Four action from that golden age of the Silver Age. Brilliant.